From Montreal's Olympic Stadium, filled with AstroTurf and crazy fans and excited dimensions and all sorts of good stuff. We started with 8 National League teams. In this great teams tournament, we are down to 2. The 1964 Phillies are here, and they were not a safe bet to be here. However, they defeated the 1965 Dodgers 3-1 in a best-of-5 series. And then they went on to defeat the 1986 Mets in 3 straight games. This team is 6-1 in the tournament and ready for action as the visiting team in this series, also a best-of-5. We're starting in Montreal. Games 2 and 3 go back to Philadelphia. And then we come back to Montreal for games 4 and 5 if necessary. The 1979 Montreal Expos are the host of this game. They are winners of the first round matchup with the 85 Cardinals. They won that in 3 games, also best of 5. And then they went on and faced the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. They were not obviously favored in either of those series, and they even went on and lost the first 2 games against the Cincinnati Reds. However, they came back and won the last 3 games of the series and are a hot team right now. They are 6-3 in the tournament, and they have home field advantage by virtue of winning 95 games to the 64 Phillies 92 games. And if they win, they will go on, whoever wins this series will go on to the World Series, a best-of-7 tournament championship versus either the 1974 A's or the 1980 Royals, and their series in Oakland begins tomorrow with a starter to be announced for the Oakland A's facing Paul Splittorff for the 1980 Royals. All right, but here we're in Montreal, and it might be the 2 best pitchers left in the tournament. Jim Bunning is 1-0 in the tournament. He is an A-plus pitcher, both at home. He's an A pitcher on the road. He is an A pitcher at home as well, as you can see. And Steve Rogers for the Expos, the ace of their staff, an A-plus pitcher at home and a C on the road, so he's an A-plus today because Montreal is hosting. Let's go through the lineups. Leading off for the 1964 Phillies, Tony Taylor at second base. Batting second is Johnny Callison in right field. Batting third is Richie Allen, the third baseman. Batting fourth, Wes Covington in left field. Batting fifth, mixed these up. Batting fifth, Tony Gonzalez in center field. Batting sixth, Clay Dalrymple, the catcher. Batting seventh, John Hernstein, the first baseman. And batting eighth, Bobby Wine, the shortstop. And of course, batting ninth is Jim Bunning, your starting pitcher for the Phillies in Game 1. For the Expos, leading off at second base, Rodney Scott. Batting second in left field, Warren Cromartie. Batting third in center field, Andre Dawson. Batting fourth and doing the catching, Gary Carter. Batting fifth at first base, Tony Perez. Batting sixth at third base, Larry Parrish. Batting seventh in right field, Ellis Valentine. Batting eighth at shortstop, Chris Spire. Batting ninth and doing the pitching, Steve Rogers. 37 starts in 1979 for Steve Rogers. All right, Tony Taylor steps in. We are ready to go with Game 1. This is a best-of-5 series. Game 1, very important. These 2 aces facing off. Pitch to Tony Taylor from Steve Rogers is lifted in the air to center field. We are underway as Andre Dawson comes in a few steps and makes the play for out number 1. Johnny Callison, the hard-hitting right fielder of the 1964 Phillies, is up next, and he strikes out against Rogers. That's 2 down. And Richie Allen, the third baseman. And many people on the internet argue Hall of Famer. Pitch to Allen is a ground ball to shortstop, gobbled up by Spire, who throws across to Tony Perez, and that retires the Phillies in the first. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies nothing, and the Expos coming to bat against Jim Bunning. Rodney Scott leads off. And Scott strikes out to lead off the game. Bunning gets him on a breaking pitch. Warren Cromartie, stands in there, the left fielder for the Expos today. Pitch to Cromartie is a range check, our first of the game. That's hit in the air to center. That's Gonzalez on the run, and he will get there in right center field to make the catch. And that's 2 down. And Andre Dawson stands in. A .275 hitter in 1979, just becoming the player he would become and the Hall of Famer. Hit in the air to center, that will drive Gonzalez back, and he will make the catch, and that is going to retire the Expos in the first. A pair of 3-up, 3-down innings gets us started in this one. The Phillies come to bat. We are scoreless in Montreal on the AstroTurf, which, of course, I would like to mow. Wes Covington leads off for the Phillies in the second. He's the cleanup batter. Pitch to Covington. He takes a called third on a Rogers moving fastball. 1 down in the second for Philadelphia. Tony Gonzalez, .278 in 1964. This one is hit in the air to right, and that's Ellis Valentine. And he makes the grab for out number 2. And Rogers is in control so far. Clay Dalrymple steps in, .238, but he has some power for the Phillies. Hit in the air to right, and that's Valentine. For out number 3, 6 up, 6 down for Rogers. We go to the bottom of the second, and we're scoreless in Montreal. Gary Carter stands in. The Expos cleanup batter will lead off. He hit .283 in 1979. And he strikes out on some Bunning gas. That's the second strikeout for Bunning in this one. Tony Perez, .279 in 1979. The RBI man for every team he was ever on. And the pitch. Hit in the air to center. This one is for Gonzalez, and he will make the play for 2 down. And Larry Parrish, with 2 outs and nobody on, the Expos' third baseman. One of the best in 1979. This one hit on the ground is short, hammered at Bobby Wine, who gloves it off the carpet and throws it to Herrnstein. And that will retire the Expos in the second. 6 up, 6 down for Montreal. We got a pitcher's duel. No score at Olympic Stadium. It's Herrnstein, Wine, and Bunning in the top of the third as the Phillies look to break out on top. Pitch to John. He strikes out on a Rogers bender. That's 1 down. Bobby Wine stands in, only .212, but a fantastic glove for the Phillies in 1964. Maybe he can get it going against Rogers. And he just did with a single up the middle. First hit of the ball game. First hit off Rogers. And a single gets Bunning to the plate. Bunning a so-so bunter. Let's see if they give him the sign to do so. Wine works on his lead. Rogers checks him at first base. There's 1 man out. Bunning, he does square. He squares around. And it's gloved by Perez. Perez goes to Spire, and they get the force. The return throw to Rogers, not in time. Bunning beats it out, so Wine and Bunning exchange places, and Bunning is now at first base with 2 men out for the leadoff man, Tony Taylor. 251 for the 64 Phils. And this one's hit on the ground to third, gloved by Parrish, who goes across the diamond to Perez, and that'll retire the Phillies in the third. Rogers gives up his first hit, but no damage. And we go to the bottom of the third with no score in Montreal. It's Valentine, Spire, and Rogers for those pesky Expos. Pitch to Ellis. He struck him out on a Bunning fastball, 1 down. 7 in a row for Bunning to start the game. Chris Spire hit 227 for the 1995 Expos. Pitch to Chris. He walked him. Bunning walks Spire, and that puts a runner on for Steve Rogers. Better bunter than Bunning. And will he get the call? Dick Williams flashing signs. We'll see what happens here. Bunning checks Spire at first base. The pitch home to Rogers. Rogers squares and puts it down, and it's a good one. Gloved by Allen, who will throw to Hernstein for the force at first. For the out at first, Spire advances to second. And Rodney Scott steps in. There's a man on second, that's Spire, and there's 2 outs. Scott with a chance to give the Expos the lead. The pitch home from Bunning is a strikeout. More Bunning gas. That's his 4th of the game. And he has retired the Expos. We are scoreless through 3. We go out for the 4th. It's Callison, Allen, and Covington coming to bat for the Phillies. Callison's 0 for 1, a strikeout in the first inning. Who's going to break out on top? Pitch to Callison is hit in the air to center. Andre Dawson will drift back but make the play, and that's 1 down. Richie Allen, 0 for 1 himself today. 1 man out, nobody on. The pitch. He walked him. Allen draws a walk, and he's aboard with Covington coming to the plate. Wes is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Double play target if they can get him to hit it on the ground. Hit in the air to center. Dawson to his right, and he will make this catch and fire it back in as Allen retreats to first with 2 outs. Gonzalez coming to the plate, 0 for 1. Allen still looking to score. If Gonzalez can drive something in a gap. This one's hit on the ground to second. Rodney Scott is going to flip to Spire, and that will retire the Phillies in the 4th. We've played 3.5, and there's no score in Montreal. Bunning back on the mound. We got a classic pitchers duel brewing. It's Cromartie, Dawson, and Carter for the Expos in the bottom of the 4th. No score yet. The pitch. Hit in the air to right. It's deep. It's deep. Callison to the track, and he's got it. For 1 man out. Dawson. 0 for 1 on the day. Walked him. Not easy to walk the Hawk, but he just did it. He's on base. He's also a threat to steal. Dalrymple has a -9 arm. That makes Dawson a 67. Carter at the plate is a double play target. Is Williams going to send Dawson? Bunning to the belt. He checks Dawson. Pitch home to Carter, and there goes Andre. The pitch. Dalrymple throws. Wine covers, and he is out. He throws out Dawson. And that's 2 down. Dick Williams takes a chance and gets burned. And Carter's still in there with a count of strike 1. Next pitch from Bunning. The wind, the pitch, and it's hit high. It's hit deep. Carter to left field. That's Covington to the wall, and it's gone. A home run for Carter gives the Expos a 1-0 lead right after Dawson gets thrown out trying to steal. Elvis has left the building. It's 1-0 Expos, and Perez is now up. He's 0 for 1 today. Pitch from Bunning. Ground ball short. That's Bobby Wine, who throws across to Herrnstein for the out. We go to the 5th. That's all they get, but it's 1, and that breaks the Expos on top 1-0 after 4 complete. It's Dalrymple, Herrnstein, and Wine for the Phillies in the 5th. Pitch to Clay is a line drive, base hit to right. He pulled it, and he's aboard with a single. Herrnstein stands in. 234 on his season. For the Phillies, played a number of positions. Ground ball short, taken by Spire. He goes to Scott for 1. The relay to Perez, not in time. Herrnstein beats the wrap at first base and is safe. So with 1 out, he's at first, and Wine steps in. Bobby singled in the 3rd, but did not score. Pitch to Bobby. Line shot, grabbed by Perez before it goes down into the corner. And that's 2 down, and Bunning stands in now with 2 outs and a man on first. Pitch to Jim. He hits a grounder to second. That's Rodney Scott, who will go the short way to Spire and retire the Expos the Phillies in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Expos 1, Phillies 0 in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series in my Pine Tar Baseball Great Teams Tournament. Parrish, 0 for 1 on the day. Hit in the air to right. Callison coming in a few steps. He'll make the grab. That's 1 down. Valentine, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 3rd. Pitch to Ellis. Hit in the air to left. This one is for Covington. Not a Gold Glover, but he can make this play. That's 1 down. That's 2 down. And Spire is up with Rogers on deck if he should reach. Pitch to Chris is grounded at Taylor. Taylor to Herrnstein, and that retires the Montreal Expos in the bottom of the 5th. We've played 5 complete from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. It's Expos 1, Phillies 0, and the top of the Phillies order is up. Taylor's 0 for 2, looking to get something going against Steve Rogers. Hit in the air to left, but not deep. Cromartie's jogging in a few steps, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Johnny Callis, and maybe the Phillies MVP in 64. I guess I'd go along with that. 274 for him, slugged 492, played an excellent right field. Hit in the air to left, another one for Cromartie. Drifting back on this one, he'll make the play, and that's 2 outs. Richie Allen stands in. Richie's 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from Rogers. And it's chopped on the infield. Spire charging. Throws not in time. Allen beats out the infield hit. And Covington will come to the plate with 2 men out. West, the left-handed hitting half of a platoon, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Rogers to the belt, checks Allen at first. The pitch home. Hit in the air to center. Chance for Dawson. towards the gap, and he gets there for the out. That retires the Phillies in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Expos 1 and the Phillies nothing. Bunting back on the bump. And Steve Rogers will lead off for the Expos. Steve bunted successfully in the 3rd in his only other plate appearance. Pitch to Steve. He strikes out on bunting gas. That's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the day for Jim Bunting. Rodney Scott is 0 for 2 with a pair of whiffs. 1 out, nobody on. And Rodney singles to center. He's aboard, and now that's going to be a challenge for Dalrymple. Another speedster. Another speedster. Scott is aboard. There's 1 man out. Cromartie is up. 0 for 2 on the day. Bunting to the belt. He checks Scott. So Scott is a 66 if they send him. Pitch home, he doesn't go. Cromartie. Ball 2. Ball 2 to Warren. Now are they going to send him now? 2 balls, no strikes to Cromartie. The pitch. Scott does not go. The pitch to Cromartie. Hey, strikes him out. That's 2 down. And Dawson, 0 for 1 with a walk. Scott might go now to get himself in scoring position. Pitch to Dawson. There he goes. Dalrymple gloves it. The throw to Taylor is in time. He throws out the second base runner attempting to steal for the Expos. That ends the inning with Dawson at the plate. Oh, the second guessers are going to be out on that one. Scott thrown out trying to steal with Dawson at the plate. We go to the 6th. It's the Expos 1, the Phillies nothing. Gonzalez, Dalrymple, Herrnstein, due for Philadelphia. The pitch to Tony is a chopper on the infield over Rogers' head, off Scott's glove. Gonzalez will be safe. He's aboard with a base hit. Dalrymple might be asked to bunt here. Gonzalez working on his lead. Rogers to the belt. Pitch to Clay. He does not bunt. Ball 2. He's ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. Gonzalez still at first base. Pitch to Clay. That's trouble. That's going to be big trouble. Hit to left. It's in the gap. That splits Cromartie and Dawson and rolls all the way to the wall. Tony Gonzalez around third. He will be waved, and they're going to throw home. Cromartie hits Spire with the relay. The throw home from Spire is in time. They get him. Cromartie to Spire to Carter. Nail. Gonzalez at the plate. And the Phillies do not score. It's still 1-0 Expos, but Dalrymple is on second base with 1 man out. Oh, they try and score him, and he does not make it. He does not make it. Dalrymple on second. There's 1 man out. The Expos still lead 1-0. Herrnstein standing in. He's 0 for 2. He strikes out on a Rogers breaking ball, and that's 2 down. Bobby Wine in the 7th. Dalrymple on second base. He could hit for him here. Wine is... He's not Ray Euler, but he's not good with the stick. Let's see what the options are. on the Phillies bench. They could go Frank Thomas. They could go Alex Johnson. They could go Cookie Rojas. They could go Vic Power. They could go Johnny Briggs. But with Bunning on deck, they got a hit for Bunning too. So they're going to see what the Expos decide to do. Are they going to pitch to Bunning or Wine? So Mock sends up Wine to hit. Dick Williams holds up 4 fingers, and they're going to walk Bobby Wine with first base open. Steve Rogers now will face Bunning unless they hit for him. It's tempting to do that. The Phillies are down by a run. Bunning, not bad for a pitcher, but he's still a pitcher. 0 for 2 on the day. They're going to send Bunning up to bat. Pitch to Jim. Struck him out on Rogers' heat. That will retire the Phillies in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch them out. And it's Expos 1, Phillies nothing, as Bunning goes back to the mound. Dawson, 0 for 1 on the day. A walk, a caught stealing. This is a base hit for the Hawk. Single for Dawson. He's aboard. That's the 3rd Expos hit. Gary Carter coming to the plate. One for 2 with a home run on his day. I'm dropping dice left and right. Nobody wants that. Gary Carter stands in, double play target. If he hits it on the ground. Comebacker. Comebacker to Bunning. He whirls and throws to Wine for 1. And that's all they're going to get. Wine is taken out by Dawson. Dawson knocks Wine into left field. And Carter is safe at first. With 1 man out and Tony Perez coming to bat. It's 0 for 2 for Tony today. Pitch to Perez. Day strikes him out on some gas. Number 6 for Bunning. With 2 outs, it's Larry Parrish. 2 outs in the 7th. Larry Parrish. 0 for 2 for Larry on the day. And that's hit hard. And that's going to be over Gonzalez's head. All the way to the wall. He whirls and gets it into Wine. Wine runs it back in. Carter is held at 3rd. Parrish makes it to 2nd. And with runners in scoring position, 2 of them in fact, it is now up to Ellis Valentine to try and bring in these runs. 0 for 2 for Ellis on the day, a strikeout. Spire is on deck. They could walk Valentine, face Spire if they wanted to, but Gene Mauch elects not to do that. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. That is Carter at 3rd, Larry Parrish at 2nd, Ellis Valentine at the plate with first base open. Bunning to the belt, he checks both runners. That's hit in the air to left. That's going to drive Covington back to the track, and he'll make the play for out number 3 in the 7th. We have played 7 complete. It is still 79 Expos 1, 64 Phillies nothing, and we are getting late. It's the top of the Phillies order. Tony Taylor, Johnny Callison, Richie Allen. Taylor's 0 for 3. Phillies second baseman stands in against Rogers. The pitch chopped off of Rogers' glove. Are we going to toward Perez, but nobody's at the bag? We're going to have another infield hit for the Phillies. They've had 3 of them on the day. Callison, 0 for 3 with a whiff. Will he be asked to bunt? Rogers to the belt. The pitch to Callison. He's not bunting. It's a ground ball to third. It's gloved by Parrish. He's going to go across the diamond to Perez, and that'll retire Callison. But Taylor advances to second. So with 1 man out in the top of the 8th, Tony Taylor makes it to second base. Richie Allen, 318 in 1964. 1 for 2 with a walk on the day. Pitch home from Rogers. And he strikes him out on a bender. 2 down. And Covington is due. Wow. Covington due. 280 batter, 0 for 3. Tying run in scoring position. West needs to come through. Gene Mauch is looking for his smokes. The pitch home. Hit in the air to right, towards the line. Valentine on the run. He will get there, and that'll retire the Phillies in the 8th. Rogers with 8 shutout innings so far. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Spire, Rogers, and Scott all due for the Expos. They'd love an insurance run before we go to the 9th. Spire 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch from Bunning. He walked him. Ooh, that's not how you want to start an inning. Okay, so Spire's aboard. Rogers, will they hit for him? No, they're not going to hit for him. He's still okay. He's pitching a shutout so he can keep going. Pitch to Rogers. Everybody knows he's going to bunt. He squares. He squares, and it's hit back to Bunning. Bunning whirls and throws to Wine for 1. The return throw to Hernstein is not in time. Rogers beats it out. A fielder's choice gets Rogers to first base, retires Spire. And with 1 man out, it's Rodney Scott coming up. 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a caught stealing, a big caught stealing in the 6th. Pitch to Rodney. Looped in the air to left. Here comes Covington. He dives. He's got it. Wes Covington makes the play. And that is 2 down in the 8th. Wes Covington not known for his glove work. Some say Wes Covington has a serious leather allergy. We don't know, but I do know he made that catch. There's 2 outs. Rogers still on first base. Warren Cromartie is 0 for 3 with a strikeout against Bunning. Bunning to the belt. He checks Rogers. The pitch to Cromartie. Hit in the air to center. Tony Gonzalez coming in a few steps, and he'll make the play. That retires the Expos in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. Here comes Steve Rogers to try and finish the job. It's Montreal 1, Philadelphia nothing in Montreal on the strength of a Gary Carter 4th inning home run. That's right. A Gary Carter 4th inning home run is the Expos margin right now. For the 64 Phillies, we have Tony Gonzalez, Clay Dalrymple, and John Hernstein scheduled to bat in the 9th. Excuse me. Looks like I've been having a few too many of Gene Mauch's smokes. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. I vape. No, I'm kidding about that too. I don't vape. I don't vape or smoke. At least not intentionally. Tony Gonzalez, 1 for 3. Leading off, 278 in 1964. Left-handed batting center fielder. Pitch from Rogers. Hit in the air to left. Cromartie is on the run towards the line. He will make the play, and that's out number 1 in the 9th. Clay Dalrymple's 2 for 3 with a double that could have tied the game. But a Chris Spire relay throw cut down Gonzalez in the 7th when he tried to score. Pitch to Dalrymple from Rogers. Hit in the air to center. Dawson, back but playable. 2 down. Herrnstein is due. He will not bat. Herrnstein called back. It's going to be Frank Thomas giving it a go at a long one. Frank Thomas, not that Frank Thomas. The one that you may know from the 62 Mets, and the one who did not get along with Richie Allen, is coming to the plate. He is a first baseman by trade, hitting for Herrnstein, 271 in 1964. The pitch. From Rogers, hit on the ground. That's Spire. Spire throws across to Perez. And the Expos are the winners of Game 1 by the score of 1-0. A 1-0 pitcher's duel, a gem for both teams. Let's give you the line scores. For the victorious Montreal Expos, 1 run on 4 hits. And they committed no errors. For the visiting Philadelphia Phillies, no runs on 6 hits. And they committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Rogers. In the tournament, he is now 2-0. The losing pitcher is Bunning. In the tournament, he is now 1-1. The Expos take Game 1 by a score of 1-0 with a pair of complete games in this one. For Game 2, we go to Philadelphia for Game 2 with the Expos leading the series. And the scheduled hurlers could be Bill Lee, could be Scott Sanderson, could be Rudy May. We don't know for the Expos. For the Phillies, it'll be their number 2 man, Chris Short, an A pitcher at home. And really, the way the Phillies rotation sets up, Bunning and Short both need to win. Bunning didn't do it, so Short better. The 3rd and 4th starters for the Phillies are not as strong. And so Short has a lot of pressure on him in Game 2 to get that series even at a game apiece. The hero of the game is Steve Rogers for throwing a 6-hit shutout. Rogers struck out 5 men, scattered 6 hits. The Phillies had 1 chance to score that was a really good one. With none out in the 7th, Gonzalez singled and Dalrymple doubled to left center. Cromartie grabbed it, threw it to Spire. Spire threw it to Carter, who blocked the plate and tagged out Gonzalez. Then, but before that, Carter had hit a solo homer in the 4th, so Gary was in on a couple of big plays in this one. So heroes to go around as there are in every victory, but that is how this one plays out. The 79 Expos win Game 1, 1-0 over the 64 Phillies. We hope you'll join us tomorrow as the 1980 Royals travel to Oakland to take on the 74 A's in the American League Championship Series side of this tournament. This is Pine Tar Baseball. Check it out at ttlbaseballgame.com, where you can not only get a free copy of the game, but you can also get free teams right now, ttlbaseballgame.com. My name's Kurt Berglund. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. So long, everybody.